Hello, and in this part 1 speaking video, we'll look at the topic of birthdays. So these are the kinds of questions they might ask you for this topic. Remember, they will only ask you 2 to 3 questions. You will not get asked 6 questions, but it's useful to go through all of these questions so you can learn some language that will be useful for this topic and some other topics as well. To hire. This means to rent, so you pay money to use something. We usually talk about renting houses and hiring cars, but here I'm talking about a soft play area, and in the UK you can hire a soft play area and have it for 2 or 3 hours and have a birthday party there, and it's a place where children can play and hopefully not get hurt because the equipment is soft. It's not hard like an outside play area. A soft play area. We talk about holding a party. You can use to have a party, but it's more complex to say to hold a party. A buffet is where you get finger food. Finger food is also a good phrase for this topic. So it's food that you eat with your fingers. A buffet. How do children celebrate birthdays in your country? Well, a lot of parents hire somewhere like a soft play area and hold the party there. They provide the food, usually a buffet, and the entertainment, so it is much easier than doing it yourself. I'm not really into. Remember not to use phrases like I like, I don't like. I'm not really into. I don't like. The centre of attention. The centre of attention is the person who is getting all the attention in the room, the main person. And a person who is a centre of attention likes having all that attention and everybody wanting to speak to them. The centre of attention. To detest, a great verb meaning to hate. It could be used in writing as well. Remember, we don't use verbs like, don't like, hate. You can use much more complex verbs. Detest. What do you usually do on your birthday? Not a lot, really. I'm not really into parties and being the centre of attention. I detest that kind of thing. A big deal. Something that is a big deal is important. If it's not a big deal, it's not important. So I say birthdays are not a big deal. This is informal language. I wouldn't use it in writing. A big deal. A foodie. If you are a foodie, you are a person who loves food, is very interested in food, likes cooking, likes watching food programs, likes going out to eat. A foodie. A slap-up meal. This is a very large and enjoyable meal. So a meal with lots of food. A slap-up meal. Sensational. You need lots of adjectives to describe things that are good, because good is a very simple, basic word that will get you IELTS 5. Sensational. Amazing. Wonderful. Wow. Sensational. How did you celebrate your last birthday? Birthdays are not a big deal for me, but I am a foodie, so I went out for a slap-up meal with my mates. We went to a new Korean restaurant and the food was sensational. I don't have an issue with. If you have an issue with something, you have a problem with it. If you don't have an issue with something, you don't have a problem with it. Remember to use other words for problem because problem is a basic word, so you can use issue and you can use it in writing too. I don't have an issue with. Each to their own, or you can say to each their own. This is an idiomatic expression and it means I don't like that thing, But if other people like it, that's fine. So we use it to say other people are free to like different things. So I don't like football, but each to their own. If other people like it, that's good, that's fine, but it's not for me. Each to their own. Do you think it is important for you to celebrate your birthday? For me, personally, no. I don't have an issue with others celebrating their birthdays, though. Each to their own. Used to. Remember to use used to when talking about repeated actions in the past. It's very good for your grammatical range and accuracy, and it's very easy to use. I used to have. A smaller affair. We use this in speaking to mean a smaller event, a smaller occasion, a smaller thing, a smaller affair. Is there a difference between the way you celebrated your birthday in the past and in the present? When I was younger, I used to have a party and invite all my classmates, whereas now I prefer a smaller affair with a few close mates. I'm not really bothered about. Another way of saying I don't really care, it's not important. I'm not really bothered about. It's not important for me. I'm not really bothered about. Here I'm using the second conditional. Examiners need to hear a range of different tenses, structures for grammatical range and accuracy. So try to use the second conditional. If someone wanted to buy me one, I'd prefer. And a gift card is something that people buy, so maybe for $10, $20, and they give you the card and then you can use it to pay for something in a shop or a service. Maybe you can pay for some food, for example. A gift card. I'm a bit fussy with gifts. If you are fussy with gifts, you are very hard to please. Fussy. What kinds of birthday gifts do you like to receive? I'm not really bothered about getting presents, but if someone wanted to buy me one, I'd prefer a gift card, so I could choose something I wanted. I'm a bit fussy with gifts. Let's take a look at the quiz now and see what you can remember. What do we call finger food that is sometimes provided at a party? A buffet. A buffet. What is another way of saying to hate? Very useful verb for both writing and speaking. To detest. To detest. Which phrase means the main person in the room? Personally, I detest this, and that is being the centre of attention. The centre of attention. How can we say amazing, wonderful, wow? The food was sensational. Sensational. How can we say hard to please? So if you're a very difficult person to buy birthday gifts or birthday presents for, you are fussy. Fussy. How can we say birthdays are not important for me? Birthdays are not a big deal for me. A big deal. If they are a big deal for you, then you can say, oh yes, birthdays are a big deal for me. I love birthdays. Which verb means to rent? To pay money to use it. To hire. To hire. And which phrase can be used here to mean it is not important for me? I'm not really bothered about presents. I'm not really bothered about presents. How can we say a large and enjoyable meal? A slap-up meal. A slap-up meal. And finally, how can we say a small card that can be used to pay for something in a shop or a service? This is a gift card. A gift card.